Good morning, Connie. Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier and accepting this free video on behalf of Blue Rescue. I'm super excited to be able to send this to you guys today because I know what I'm about to show you can have a huge impact on your guys' business. And I know this because I've applied these exact same strategies to over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys throughout the United States, and it's made a huge difference in their business. I'm not just talking getting a couple extra leads. I'm talking about hitting goals they didn't even know that were achievable. So this is really huge. So I'm super excited to be able to share this with you today. We're going to go over three things. We're going to talk about content, citations, and backlinks, okay? So first, content, okay? Here we are on your gorgeous website. Got a nice website looking here. I love this logo. You guys could have so much fun with these characters on this website. Oh my goodness. Love the logo. Okay, so when it comes to ranking a website, content is king, and we need a lot of content. Content can be way of images. Let's see how this image is saved. Damage, repair, and restoration contractors. That's okay, but you really should, rather than those generic keywords, go after the local keywords. So you want San Francisco mold removal, mold remediation. Local keywords, people are actively searching for your services, okay? So anything water related should have those local keywords, mold related, local keywords, demolition, local keywords, okay? Your content needs to be built around those local keywords because when people are in an emergency or they need your services, most of the time they don't know who you are and they're not going to be using your brand name. They're going to be searching those local terms to get the help that they need. So it's really important this content here, this written content, is focused around those local keywords. And so you need a lot of content throughout your website, and you need over 1,500 words of this written content on your homepage or more. If your competitors have 1,500 words, you want to shoot for at least 1,800 words. We always have to be doing better, and it needs to be good quality content that resonates with your customers. Focus around those local keywords and understand that people search differently, right? So they don't all search the same way, and so you want to be able to capitalize on the various keyword searches people use so that you can be found for all of those customers. So Google sends little crawlers to your website. They're like little mini robots, and it scans all of these images and all this written text, and it's looking for the information about your services, who you guys are, and where you offer those services. And so if the content's not built out the right way, it's not focusing on those keywords, then Google doesn't understand who you are yet, and they don't know what customers to send your way. So it's really important you have a good keyword strategy. I am happy to see that you have separate pages for all your major services, which is really good. Sorry, I was trying not to go too fast up here. And I love that you have these different service area service pages. 100% what you need. But if you take a look at these pages, you're going to see that they're only targeting one specific keyword. And they don't even have it repeated enough times for most of the time for it to be indexed even. So take a look at these pages as well. You need to work on your content and keyword strategy. And go after the various different keywords for each of the services. Water damage cleanup, water damage repair, water damage restoration, for each of those areas, okay, and each of those services. So really work on that content and keyword strategy. That's going to help you guys a lot, okay? And then when we're talking content, it's not just the content on your website that matters, but also the content that you're putting out on the internet. So those are your social pages, Facebook, Instagram, your Google business profile, okay? All of those things need to have good quality content about your services and service area, because if none of them are doing that, Google has no idea who to send your way, so you're losing out on a ton of business. Okay, so on Google here, as we all know, our customers start here with a search like this, and you want your business to show up when that happens. And there's 3 different places your business can do that. The first section is going to be your ads. Those are your local service ads and your cost per click ads. And these can be really, really profitable if they're done the right way and you have the foundation set up, that you're not just sending them to your generic homepage, but they have dedicated pages that they're going to, and that could give a great ROI. But if not, we should probably focus on the other areas first. And that's going to be the next section here is your map pack, your Google business profile. Your business needs to be in this top 3 section in the areas that you serve for each of these services that you offer, because 30% of people come straight to the maps and they don't go anywhere else. So if you're not 1, 2, or 3, you're losing out on 30% of your business. Now, there are several factors that go into ranking here, but the number 1 is something called citations, and that is simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. Directories are things like Yellow Pages, Yelp, and Glassdoor, even the Better Business Bureau. And your socials are also considered citations. So you need a lot of those. You need more than your competitors. And you need good quality ones, because every single one of those citations each send different signals to Google to tell them about your business and your services and where you offer them. So it's really important that you have a lot of those in place. And then this third section here is the most important section of all. This is your organic section. 60 to 70% of people will skip the ads and the maps and come straight here. So you need your business to be listed right here for each of your services in all of the areas that you service. So in order to get here, it all comes back to the foundation of your website. Having that properly built, optimized, the right keyword and content strategy, and then supporting that with SEO and backlinks. Now let's take a look at your competitor here. Top organic competitor, we have we have ServPro. Yes, they are a franchise, but you're not competing against the entire franchise, only the specific locations in your service area. This specific one, or all of the ServPros, they only have a handful of zip codes they can actually service, and this specific franchise does not allow them to really modify their website, to do any changes, to really hyper focus on their own keyword strategy. So you guys have that advantage. You can write better content and have more content than these guys, support it with your backlinks, and easily beat them, okay? So you can see they have tons of interlinking pages, not real dialed in on their local keyword strategy. Unfortunately, they just get these blanketed pages. So you guys definitely have a huge opportunity to be able to outrank these guys, okay? So now if we go to the backlinks we were talking about, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. And we can see here you have a rating, a domain rating, that's your website as a whole, of a 0.2 out of 100 in Google's trust flow, which means Google does not trust your website. And that is partly because of the quality of the content of your website, but more so the power you're sending to your website. Like everything else and every other tool we use, websites need power. So that power is supplied with your backlinks and referring domains. So it's important that we have a lot of these backlinks, that we have more than our competitors are doing. But it's important to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest. This is like your customers and your vendors shouting you out and saying, hey, Google, Blue Rescue is the best restoration company in San Francisco. Send them more customers. Okay, so you need a lot more of these backlinks, but they have to be the right type of backlinks. Backlinks that are mostly related to your services, any of the even other home service type service websites. So you need a lot of those, okay? And the fact that you have 100 and a 0.2 rating, that tells me that a lot of these or most of these backlinks are of poor quality or spam, and it's actually hurting you. It's lowering your score, so you're not getting your website promoted to be able to rank, okay? So if we look here, you have actually been indexed for 40 keywords, but you got 0 traffic coming to your website organically each month. Looking at the keywords, there are 10 spots per page on Google. So you are not actually ranking for anything yet, which is why you're not getting organic traffic. Even though you've been indexed for keywords, you're not ranking. So you're missing out on a ton of potential customers. If we look at just this couple of keywords here for San Francisco water damage, we got over 300 in search volume just in those couple keywords for one service in one area. So if you were to optimize your website correctly with the right content and keyword strategy, you can imagine getting indexed and ranking for these keywords, the type of volume you would get. Even if only 10% of those became leads and you converted, that'd be at least 5 new jobs with just those 5 keywords. So this could be huge for you guys. If we look at ServPro, we're not competing against the entire website, just this area, which is a low score, but because the website has a ton of power, it does still give them the boost they need to rank higher. So that's the importance of having power, okay? They've only been indexed for 17 keywords, but they're getting over 166 people to this location. And when we look at the keywords, you can see that they are ranking for a number of these keywords in the top spots for these higher search volume, big dollar keywords. So it's really, really important that you get that strategy dialed in that we just talked about. Please feel free to take all this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and really make a difference. But if you'd like a partner to help you get there, maybe move it along even faster, this is our specialty at Peterson SEO, and we work with restoration companies just like you guys to make that happen. So if you'd like to chat, have a few questions, feel free to reply to my email or give us a call, and we'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to hearing from you soon.